Thursday. It's me, Brooks, and welcome to Story Time. I'm just going to call it Story Time because you guys have been really engaged with my videos, and I'm going to go with it, and we're going to see where God is going to take us. So welcome to Story Time. So today we're going to talk about appetite. Appetite is a natural desire to satisfy a basic need. Yeah, like, Bruce, what you talking about? Just sit right here because it's gonna get good. So, in the Bible, it talks about 5 different type of appetites. The Bible talks about physical appetite. It talks about physical appetite. I think it was in 1 Samuel when the Israelites, they just came from battle. And so after the battle, what they did was they went and they slaughtered like their top, calf. And they cooked it and they left blood in it. And they ate it. And they did that to satisfy their physical appetite because they just came out of battle. So I can imagine they were tired. And so it's just like us. When our physical being is tired, we have to do something to satisfy that physical appetite. We're going to eat, we're going to drink, and for me, it's the gym. Like, I go hard when we're working out to satisfy my physical appetite. And then I also take naps. My closest circle, they know Bruce gonna take a nap every day. I don't care if it's 5, 6, 7 at night. If I didn't get my nap in, guess what I'm doing? Taking a nap, because that satisfies my physical appetite. And then the Bible talks about sexual appetite. It talks about sexual appetite in 1 Corinthians when it talks about a woman should have sex with her husband, and then a man should have sex with his wife. So it talks about sexual appetite. The next one is it talks about lustful. In the book of Matthew, I think it's Matthew 5, it talks about adultery when it says that a man should not lust after a woman. And in that actual particular scripture, it's talking about in your mind. So it's talking about if you have a lustfulness, if you even think about it, you're committing adultery. So it talks about lust. So you have a lustful appetite. The next one is insatiable appetite. And that just means you're impossible to satisfy. It talks about that. I think it was in Proverbs 27. Can't remember the actual verse, but it talks about that insatiable appetite. And then the last one is your spiritual appetite, which it talks about in Psalms 119. So the Bible tells us 5 appetites. So we had physical, sexual, insatiable, lustful, and spiritual. So the one that I'm going to focus on today is our insatiable appetite. And the reason why this conversation came up is because I was talking to my lovely friend, LaToya. We was having one of those late night conversations, and we were like, girl, we got to go to work. We got to get off this phone. But I love Toya because she always asks me questions about my business. She's like, girl, how your business doing? What can I do to help you with your business? And I have 2 businesses. I have Deming Performance Management Solutions, which is a consulting business. And that actual business hasn't launched officially yet. It's been operational for 2 years, but it hasn't launched. And basically what that means is that business, the foundation of that business is based on my pending doctoral proposal. So after I graduate, Deming Performance Management Solutions is going to take off because my research is based on my actual structure of my business. My second business is Clothes by J. Christine, which is actually my daughter's business, but I run that business because Jay is a minor and I don't want her exposed to the world right now. So I'm the face of the brand. I do pretty much everything she does, go in and pick, styles that she wants on the site. But for the most part, that's my business right now that I'm birthing to grow, that will be transitioned to Jay so that we can have, wealth over here, multiple streams of income. That's what God is telling his people in this season. And you got to catch that. But anyway, so Toya was talking to me about it and she was asking me, how's it going, how is sales, how is marketing, what she can do to help me. And during that conversation, I started telling her, I was like, I said, I know God is going to grow me this year. I said, it's just been a little slow. And I said, but I'm not willing to change. And I showed her a person in this one group, and I was telling her that this girl is making lots of money. And I said, but I'm going to show you her website. And what I mean by I'm not going to change is I'm not going to change what God has specifically told me to do to satisfy your appetite. Let that sink in. And I just told you guys, insatiable appetite is impossible to satisfy. And so I'm not going to lower my prices. I'm not going to sell you product that's I wouldn't wear myself. I'm only going to give you quality clothes. I'm not going to beg you to share, like, or comment on my posts. I'm not going to sell clothing that I feel is not pleasing of God. So we're not going to have no G-strings over here. We're not going to have no bras over here. We're not going to have provocative stuff that satisfies your lustful appetite. We're not going to focus on that. And so I was just showing her what the other girl was doing. And I was showing her that to show her that I know God is about to do it for me. And he's going to do it in the way that he had me do it, because he may not be doing it for her, but it's being done for her, if that makes sense. And so I want you guys to realize, don't go out of the will of God to satisfy people's appetite. Why? If you get this in the world, like if you get your riches and wealth by the world system, it's not gonna last. You got to allow God in his timing to increase you. You got to. When I shared my business page and I said, hey guys, I need you to follow my business page, only a handful of you answered the call. But guess what? That's okay. That's okay, because God is aligning in this season for me the right people to promote me, the right people to like my videos, the right people to buy from me. I know 100% this good ground over here. Press down, shaking together, run it over. Blessed. Blessing on blessing on blessing over here. And so what God is doing in this season is he's sending me the people that have the appetite for me. Everybody not going to have the appetite for you. So if you running a business and you like, my own family not supporting me, that's fine. Do not change your blueprint that God has given you, God has spoken into your heart, because you want to fit in this season. No, because there's a shift. First shall be last. And God is going to shift. And so you're going to be like, where she come from? Dang, she growing over there. And it's going to look like acceleration to you. It is. Because it's God designed and not man designed. So basically what I was showing her was, I said, I just want to show you what is popular right now. And we were just having a conversation about it. And she was like, you right. She said, but guess what? That's not us. It's not. It's not. So I hope you take from this that there's different appetites. And you got to be sure of your appetite. You got to know your triggers. You have to know what you can and cannot subject yourself to. And you have to tame those appetites. Because chasing an appetite, I just told you guys what the definition is. It's a natural desire to satisfy a basic need. But you got to have an appetite for God. Like, you just can't be around here, trying to do what other people do. Trying to grow your page, trying to get likes, trying to get comments, trying to make shade room, whatever it is your desire is, if it's not of God, you better let that thing go, because your appetite will have you devoured. The enemy will take that and he'll just send people to prowl around you, just circle around you, because he know your appetite and he know that you don't have the strength to control it on your own. Proverbs 10:3, it says, the Lord satisfies the appetite of the righteous. The Lord satisfies the appetite of the righteous. And it says he thwarts the cravings of the wicked. So y'all want the Lord to satisfy your appetite. You don't want Instagram, Facebook, your family, your friends. No, you don't want that. You don't want it. And so I have a lot of people texting me, calling me, I support you, baby. That's fine. Like I promise y'all, I know for a fact who supports me and who don't. It's not, I'm not worried about it. I'm not. My faith's so bold and radical over here. I've been believing in God for years for a plane, a helicopter, a yacht. So y'all think I'm really concerned that you're not liking my business page, you're not purchasing from me, you're not sharing my posts? I'm not. I'm not. I've been knowing since a little girl, everybody don't have an appetite for me. And I'm just fine with it. Because I can assure you, the people that do have an appetite for me and the people that do want to be in my presence, the people that are divine for me, divine connections, God gonna do it. God's gonna do it. And I need y'all to catch that, because you will be out here the world will eat you up. But by the time you realize it, you like, how did I even get here? It's because you switched your appetite to accommodate people. And that's not what you're supposed to be doing. Be mindful of the 5 appetites: physical, sexual, insatiable, lustful, and spiritual. You better watch out for all of them, but that spiritual one is the one that you better chase that thing down. Your physical one, you gotta have a physical, because you need to be able to move around, shake and move, and stay healthy. But them other ones, you better tame those appetites, because those appetites will have you out the will of God, and you won't even be able to recognize where you went wrong. And it's because you just couldn't control your appetite. You gotta control it, guys. So I hope y'all catch this. This was story time. We talking about appetites today. And share this video. Share it. Because it's somebody that needs to hear this. And they might not be on my page. They might not be tracking for me. But I need you to run them down. If you got somebody in your life and they just cannot satisfy their appetite, they just got to have everything. Everything is pleasing to them. This is not the time for that. This is not the time for you to be controlled by appetite. You're going to have to satisfy it. You're going to have to please it. You're going to have to really chase behind God this season to make sure that you got your appetite under control. The only one you better be trying to satisfy is that spiritual appetite and that physical one, so you won't be dropping dead around here. But the rest of them, you better tame those appetites. So I'm going to take my nap, because that's what I do. And y'all be blessed.